Good evening, Rosebuds. How y'all doing today? I hope everyone is doing well. We've had Ramadan, we've had many seasons, we've had planets go retrograde and out of retrograde and into retrograde again. So we have a lot going on. I am here today because I am looking to pick back up on the momentum of doing videos and just having a personal um having a personal familiarized one-on-one basis with my garden of roses, which is you all. And what has kept me from here is working on other projects. I've been working on my blog. I've also been on the AI end as well. I don't know if y'all have been feeling the Lilith influence, but her influence has been potent. When I say potent, hunty, I mean potent, okay? I myself actually did a video on Lilith, and it's called Lilith Speaks. And that is a video where you are one on one with Lilith herself as she is being interviewed, and she gets to express how the story took place from her perspective and how it's happened then and how it correlates to us in the present times and the direction we are to look forth heading into the future. So if you are interested in that, the link will be below. It's on my other channel, Magdalene Diaries, and that is where I dabble in the AI. That way I can bring varied narratives from people who have been shunned, people who have been demonized, people whose stories you never hear because they have this tabooed essence surrounding them that has been to the detriment of them and people as well who have this aspect of them in which they don't know how to integrate because of society's views. So, in creating something like this, I hope to help people liberate themselves in a healthy way and to become whole, because real therapy is really going beyond the surface and tackling things from the very beginning. That way you can change the trajectory of how things have been transpiring in your life and could be a benefit to your own life first and foremost, and it can also be essential in the lives of others. So like I said, if you're interested, the YouTube channel is Magdalene Diaries. I also have a link in the about section or my YouTube description itself, and the link will also be below. So today, what brings me here today, y'all, is being the hero. What it takes to be the hero. Now, if you can see by the title, which I gave this video, to be the hero, you must expect to become the villain. There's no other way. As a matter of fact, the villain, the fact that a villain even exists is what actually brings light unto the hero. So there cannot be no hero without the villain. So you, my friend, looking to rise out of the ashes, looking to not be succumbed by people's oppressive nature looking to stifle you and your way of being and your voice and all of that, you must go on a hero's journey, because as it is so popularly said, there is no one coming to save you. Everyone has their own agendas. And even when people come off as sheep, damn near as sheep, or as innocent as a dove, you must be cognizant that there is an underlying agenda at play. I say this to say, to not allow yourself to be utilized as a piece, but to also make whatever circumstances that you step into beneficial to yourself as well. Because if not, you will be puppeteered, okay? So in saying that, all of this ties into you being your hero, because a hero always does their due diligence. They do their due diligence. And that is what you must do, because you cannot expect that anyone is going to do that for you. And even those that are so willing to do that for you, the angel-hearted person in me wants to say, you have to look out for those people. You have to be good to those people. You have to water those people. And I actually do stand by that. But keep in mind, just because you are being this way, don't mean that you taking on a role like that in somebody else's life is going to have them be this way unto you. Again, there will be situations and cases where you will be stepped on. You will be looked down upon. You will be pushed to the side. So even if you approach a situation totally different, being put in another angle where you have somebody extending that sort of kindness unto you, and you being a good, merited person, not looking to really overrule that person, having that exerted goodness unto you, you yourself cannot expect that. And there are times as well when you might yourself, if you don't control it, you may very well become a tyrant. So keep that in mind. And others may become a tyrant towards you. And even if they're not a tyrant towards you, there's a manipulative tactic being played at hand. So always be cognizant. Always look with your third eye, not just with your based senses, but look beyond that. And if this is a situation that is suiting or suited for you as well, and which can propel your growth, then you already know how to move. So if you keep that in mind, you, my friend, are already on a hero's journey. But with that being said, the villain, this is going to allow you to adopt the word no. This is going to form a characteristic in yourself where you will not be able to people please. That characteristic, that attitude, that attribute within yourself is going to have to go. You will have to be cutthroat, and maybe you could find a slippery, slick way on doing that very smoothly, as slick as oil, and not being so rough with it. But it's a tactic that you are going to have to adapt. Everybody's not going to be pleased with you, and even in situations when you was pleasing people, You are only being played into their game, which inevitably had you as an extra in their life. So if you are to be the main character, flip the switch. Have them be an extra in your life. There's so much more that I could say, but that is what it entails, being the hero and adopting the villain mentality. You cannot, if you're looking to be a hero in your life, let alone someone else's, first off, you cannot be the hero for anyone else until you are the hero of yourself. But whatever path that you're bound to go on, it has to benefit you first. It has to benefit you first. Because if it is not, and you are depleted and drained, then you are no use to no one. And you then create an atmosphere where you are no good, like I said, to anyone, and then there you are being stepped on because it was what you created for yourself. So adopt the villain mentality. Welcome it, embrace it. You see, with this whole Lilith thing, there's people who don't like that. You don't like that. But it's very personal for me. And I know that it will reach, or it will be beneficial for people as well who have encountered issues with being stifled. They need to hear from those in history who her story has been buried, has been burned, has been thrown away, has been casted off to the side, which would result in them being shunned, being looked upon, again being demonized. And these are the narratives that we run with. And when we run with these narratives, we don't realize that this is what shapes our world, our society. It's what shapes the basis and foundations on how we are to conduct ourselves in life as we know it. And tell me how has that been since the shutting off of women? You have people that are suicidal, people that are going cuckoo, people whom are confused, and if anything, they're just being talked to, or talked at rather. They are being preached to, but in a in a condescending or domineering type of way. Therefore, there's no love in that, because the understanding is totally taken out. So people these days, they feel like they have nowhere to turn, nowhere to go. Yet you had individuals who defied those outcomes. They defied those barriers that were set upon them, especially at a time when it was not popularized. But because there weren't no unity, it was really them doing this on a sovereign type of level at a time when it was taboo, they would be casted out, and you don't hear their stories. Take Haiti, for instance. Look at its situation right now. You have people that don't even know about Haiti and what it represents then. Therefore, there could be no unison to help lift up an island such as Haiti, because people don't see the value in it because of the way the narrative went. But that is the way the elites, or the people that you deem that is in charge, wanted it to go. Because if melanated people would have known that, and they would have known the true history, and they would have known even the significance of the name of Haiti, which was given by the Taínos prior to the arrival of Africans, and then the Africans carrying out what the Taínos started. They would have, melanated people all around the world would have recognized the value on holding in and preserving such an island as Haiti. But now Haiti is just pretty much, or Haiti, is pretty much rooted in a clout basis, meaning that we pretty much rep the flag and talk about what our ancestors did without keeping the fire alive, at least in a collective sense. And this is also with women. You have the Liliths, you have the Jezebels, you have the Mary Magdalenes, you have the Rishka Gals, you have the Queen of Nanas, you have a wide range of women. You have the Ashras, the goddess or Ashras, whose temples have been broken, casted to the side, whose gospels have been lost through the castration of women and through the abuse of women and through looking to keep women silent. That was the case with Mary Magdalene. Jezebel, on the other hand, whose name is really Ichabod, her death was behind her being too sovereign, too powerful at a time when that was not the case with women. And she was walking in a sort of audacity that exuberated that confidence at a time when really all women of that time was meek and did not hold any power whatsoever. So think about how now she is demonized, and any dissolute women that you find out here are being called Jezebel when her story did not even ring close to that. It was a mixture with prophecies in which did not align with patriarchal way and these patriarchal prophets that revered Yahweh, because those prophets from her land of Tireh, which is now Lebanon, did not adhere to those, and they came with their own sort of practices from their own home and lineage. They would be stepped on, buried, and all types of things. So I bring this up to say that this is the direction that takes place when a person is sovereign, all on their own, yet what they stand on is not popular belief. And the reason why I'm shedding all of this into light with this video and with what I've created on the other channel thus far is to spark in you the fire, or to reignite the fire for you to stand on what it is that you know, and to not allow your voice to be drowned out, because that is the job of the mainstream. That is the job of the majority, to drown you out. Look at Christianity. It's to drown out the other religions, as that is the sole basis of that sort of religion, looking to convert people onto its faith and just recognizing all other faiths as just being wrong and not knowing what they're talking about. But that's a story for another day. But to walk the hero's journey incorporates being the villain. See what I'm talking about right now? This is unpopular. This is stuff that people don't want to reach the forefront. This is stuff that people have been looking to bury and not ever have resurface again. But like Scarface, say goodnight to the bad guy, because it's gonna be the last time you see a bad girl do it like this here. You heard? It's my job. I gotta do it. So my ancestors want from me. And it is the sole line issue of what is taking on in the world today. So you who are sovereign in your own beliefs, who people have demonized and made you feel weakened and a victim, it's time for you to rise. It's time for you to also embrace being the bad guy, the bad gal, because you're different. And you're not meant to walk in line. They want you to walk in line. They want you to be weak. But if you embrace the villain, you cast them up, you cast some folks onto the side, then you can be the hero, not just in your life and in your journey, but in that of others. So this has been yours truly, Ebony Rose. I really hope that I had highlighted the major things that was necessary to be highlighted in this video. Maybe I might have to do a part 2 on how to incorporate this, but I think this pretty much explains it. I ask that you have discernment, that you are in touch with your spiritual innate nature that is within your temple. That way when I deliver these messages, you know from what place I'm coming from. There's a lot of things that I myself won't ever talk about, because I am a person who feels that if someone can acquire discernment, which in my opinion I believe that is a true notion of the Holy Spirit, then everything will be clear to you. And you may need a little reminder, but you don't need a video on every single facet of your life, because you will be guided by the Holy Spirit. It's been yours truly, Ebony Rose. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to see y'all again. Move in silence, folks. Move in silence, strike, and style.